Yeah, man, I was like, night, bro, so I'm gonna go ahead and holler at you tomorrow.
Man, it's Saturday. Ain't that some shit? Man, I gotta get out of here though. Bye. Damn, hang up the motherfucking phone, nigga. Bye.
Right.
Like I tell him a goddamn white cuz. Like, shut up. But yeah, now I scroll down to the comments as I'm sitting here thinking like, I can't be the only one who think this is some Billy Jack bullshit. And everybody, all the white people down in the comments, like I'm sure there are some niggas in the comment section who are like loving this, and I'm just sitting here like, this is garbage. Like, this is bad. The story ain't terrible, cause ultimately it sounds like the pimp is Tombstone from Spider-Man. Cause apparently she was like, you don't understand, my man a gorilla pimp, like he a real animal. And he was like, yeah. Like I could have made this story sound legit. I could have made it sound fun. I would have animated the fuck out of it. He ain't cussing, which I know doesn't make a good story, but a drug dealer who would fuck a prostitute cusses. All right, that's all I'm saying. And he ain't cussing. And if he was cussing, it'd probably still be bland as unflavored oatmeal. So I can't. I'm just like, the people in the comments are loving it. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's so good. It's like, no, it's not. This ain't good. This ain't even kind of good. All this is existing. It is. That's all it is. It just is. It is not good. It's not terrible. Actually, it's real. It might not be terrible, but it's borderline terrible. Because dude just, no. I can't think. I would say like Drake and Nicki Minaj being in Ice Age 3 to me was like some of the worst money you could have possibly spent on a voice actor. And that's because I don't know what Drake or Nicki Minaj sounds like when they're speaking. And when I knew who their characters were in the movie, I was still like, yeah, I can't hear that that's them speaking. So if somebody's voice doesn't, make you go, oh yeah, that's a lot of character, like even if you don't know who it is. Like a good voice actor, you're not supposed to know who they are if they're doing a different voice. A good one can be multiple. Like, let's be real with, like, Vegeta and Goku don't. I mean, Vegeta and Piccolo don't necessarily sound exactly the same.
No, they don't.
But they are the same dude. Fucking Stewie and Brian don't sound the same. Peter, Stewie, and Brian and Quagmire all sound different, and have all been in the same scene with each other. And I can't help but like laugh when like there's cause I think Stan and Roger are both voiced by Seth MacFarlane, and you don't know that's him talking. Like, I really didn't know that was Roger for the longest. I didn't know he played Roger because he sounds nothing like any of his other characters. So that's a good voice actor. It's like, yeah, I can do something different. This dude is doing the thing they paid him to do, which fair enough. But he's not putting any and I feel like the people like this is like one of the bigger horror story channels. Like they pay a lot of different people to do stuff. They hold contests every year. Who's gonna be like the next forget what Horror Idol, I think each year they have contests to see who's gonna be like the narrator of the year or whatever the fuck. Hey, they have some good people. They do. They have some really good people. This dude ain't one of those good people. And real shit. He was like, well, could you do better? Yeah, I fucking could.
Yeah.
A whole lot better.
If the dude is trash, then he's trash.
I'm about to say, it's not really, he ain't really leaving, he's leaving a lot of room for improvement. If I'm being completely real with you. I'll even give you like where you want him from? You want him from New York? You want him from like the South? You want him from St. Louis? Like, real shit. We can do that. Like, I can give him, like, you want a generic black dude? Look, man, look. So, I was on the motherfucking block, late night. I ain't sold shit all fucking night. I look up the street, thick ass shot that couldn't walk. And I'm like, well, little like my motherfucking night about to pick up. And he ain't talking. And he ain't talking. Like, that's basically how the story starts. Like, he's a dope boy who ain't been selling no product all night. A prostitute comes up to him, and he just try to talk to her, and he can tell she's trying to roll him. She's trying to get some paper off of him. He like, I'm gonna take her back to where she stay at. I'm gonna drink up everything she got. And then like when he finally tried to rob her, she's like, look, My man's ain't, he ain't gonna be with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you understand. He a gorilla. And yeah, and the story, and the kicker of the horror part of this horror story, like just a big, massive dude who doesn't feel pain, and there's nothing the dude can, do to stop him from fucking him up.
Mm.
And it's a good story, but when the dude telling it is boring, like it just loses all of its its oomph. Cause that's a good story. That's scary as hell. The concept behind that is terrifying. Like I'll give you that. The concept behind it is very scary. It's like he knows I was trying to rob him, and now he's finna make me regret that. Fair enough. But yeah, and I understand that everybody doesn't see things the same way. That's fine. But I was really expecting the people in the comment section to be like, yeah, this could have been better. But no, everybody in the comment section is sucking the hell out of this dick. And they are just like, oh, it's great. Oh my God, it's such a good long story. I'm like, nah, this ain't good. I was like, I don't think I heard the same story. Like, I just don't think I did. Because there's this chick I listen to called Ghoulish Gal. And at first I thought she read all of her stories one take Jake. I thought she read them one time into the mic, record it, and boom, she done. Apparently not. Apparently she's like, yeah, like it takes me a while to edit these. I'm like, oh my gosh, you actually edit these? So you mean to tell me you listen back to these and you're like, yeah, this is good? Like, I like her voice, which is why I listen to her stories. But a lot of times you can tell that she's reading a word and she stumbles over it a little bit. And it's like, yeah, it's not smooth. It needs work. And I don't know if the answer is she needs to learn to read better, or she needs to just do a little research before she's like, yeah, this is what I'm putting out to the public. Because listening to people narrate and then read a word wrong that you know how to pronounce, because this happened a couple years ago, or maybe last year. Dude was reading something and it had the biblical name Job in it.
Joeb?
And he read it wrong. Like, I think he just straight up pronounced it Job, and I was like, yeah, it's pronounced Job. And he was like, yeah, well, I'm not religious, nor do I really care. And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, the point is that's how you pronounce it, and your whole shtick here is that you're reading for entertainment and hopefully, I'm sure someday, to get paid. So if the word's wrong, the word's wrong. Like, I ain't trying to knock you or try to clown you for reading it wrong. I'm just saying next time you come across this word, this is how you say it. It's like, and there have been plenty of times.
So he was just flat out calling him Job.
Yeah, you just called him Job, and I was like, ew. And I knew what the word was because of context. Like, there was no script in front of me. I could just, it was via context. I was like, oh yeah, he meant Job. Like, and Job is written Job. I get that. I know that. It was like, but no, man, no. Like, that's not how you say that. It's. I understand that, like, YouTube won't let people get paid for doing this shit anymore. So I understand, like, you probably don't really care how well you do it, but if you're going to do anything, use your whole ass. Don't half-ass anything. Like, my channel ain't necessarily garbage, but I know what's up with my channel. Like, I know everything isn't professional, but I do my best to make everything look as legit as possible. Most things, anyway. Where's my beetroot? There's my beetroot. Much like my Minecraft community. Community, I mean, the fucking ground that we create. Oh, fuck.